Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's up? Detroit is definitely in the building via your headphones, stereo speakers. Of course, this is your main man, the African Caesar. And we're doing this via Zoom this time. So hopefully the audio sounds just as good as we are in the studio. We got the usual suspects, though. We got Mr. Bot Topic himself, which is going to be a huge topic of discussion today. Dunks. You was MIA last week. What happened?
Oh, we were all MIA Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, the week before that.
I was busy buying PlayStations.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry even asked. And then of course we have I guess he's in his car right now, Guru.
Yeah, what's going on, man? I'm heading home.
And then I think Gino's on his way in here.
He's here.
Yo. Oh, there he is. Uh-oh.
Hey, the reseller of the year himself made it.
Gino, the Dunk told me this will be ain't no slam dunks tonight, huh?
I'm proud of
you. The only slamming and dunking that's gonna be happening is gonna be in my humble abode.
Oh, all right. Y'all want to wait till the wedding day?
So it's gonna be a home. It's gonna be a home court game. Gotcha.
Basically.
Yeah, there's a number of things I want to discuss other than dunks, or I guess Gino being a reseller now, according to Dunks.
Stop.
That's what Dunk said.
Venn diagram, we fall in the middle. I get it, Gino. It's okay.
How does that make me a reseller? If
this might be a long episode for you, Gino, because Dunk's been waiting to fire back all them bullets he's been absorbing.
Hell yeah!
My theory is if you sell for more than pay, you're a reseller. That's just the simplest way I could break it down.
Yeah, but you're also a reseller when you do that as your goal in being to make profit rather than getting a shoe. So if I get a shoe
and sell it for more,
if I am able to successfully obtain a product that I then no longer want, that for some reason just makes me a reseller. And why do you look like a vampire?
Dead on the inside, must be pale on the outside.
No, because the way he looked in the camera, I was like, does he have on eyeliner?
Man, he trying to distract you. Stay on the topic.
I gotta really live this bot topic life, bro. And now I know what you're up to. I'm gonna hook you up with a bot too. Hey, Gino, take the free promo. We got size 10 Travis 6s for sale. Right?
Already sold.
Oh, they sold already? Oh, wow.
No, actually, well, see, here's the funny thing, okay? So this actually pertains to a topic that I guess we're going to talk about today.
What topic?
Yes, because I really want to dive into that. So apparently, some of the stuff we're going to discuss tonight, apparently Nike employees are also using bots, which is hilarious.
Hey,
I didn't know Dunks was employed by Nike.
No, I'm employed by the Nike
bots. Also, Drake has his own brand with Nike. And then also wanted to follow up with that Warren Lotus situation.
I went off on their support earlier.
How did that go?
Good. We could cover it now, or we could come back to it, whatever you want.
Oh, and real quick, one more thing I want to add to today's show, and this has nothing to do with shoes, but somebody put up a thread. You know how they've been doing the verses as of late? And somebody put up a G Unit versus Dipset versus, and honestly, I don't think that's a battle.
Why not?
I think Dipset wins that handily.
I don't know. Beg for Mercy was hard. I mean, Dipset had more wave music, more...
I mean, if we count everything, if we count body of music, mixtapes and all, Dipset wins that handily.
I don't say handling, they win it, but they got it, but they ain't handling it. The Junior mixtapes was fire, man.
I ain't gotta go to commercial albums.
Well, here's the thing when we say G Unit versus Dipset. So basically, we gonna say 50 Cent versus all the Dipset.
I was gonna say it's 50 Cent versus anybody else. I mean,
Young Buck is over all of them.
Who?
Nah. I mean, what's name had a hard album though. Lloyd Banks' album was cold.
No, Young Buck's album was better than Lloyd Banks' album.
Ooh, commercially, yes.
Hunger for more.
I know.
Talk about rapping. Hunger for more. Come on, man.
Straight out of
Hold
Cashville was better than Hunger for More.
It depends. I would say this. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that you can bop to, Young Buck's album was better. If you're talking about straight up rapping, bars, skills, that type of shit, Lloyd Banks wins.
Bars lyrics don't matter in 2020.
I mean, lyrics don't, at this point, hip hop lyrics don't matter to most people, which is sad and unfortunate. It just really comes down to what you're looking for. You looking for commercial success, or you looking for critical success? And so, I think honestly, we talking Dipset versus G-Unit, which I'd rather get to that discussion later. I just think Dipset had more of an impact, and they just have a bigger body of music. Because when we talk about G-Unit, I mean, that's really what we're talking about, 50 Cent, because, outside of him, wasn't nobody really moving. Like, you still had Joel's, he did his thing. Cam did his thing.
Game was in there for a minute.
Jim Jones did his thing for a hot second. I mean, even Hell Rail had a nice little moment.
Worst album cover in history of album covers.
That's true enough. But
hey, C's, you like the questions that came out 2 days ago?
Which ones?
The Iverson Classics.
Hell no.
Matter of fact, he trying to divert you. See, stay on topic on him.
No, I'm just asking. I'm gonna carry these bags in the car. No, don't get mad at me because you turned to a reseller. Dunkston got you converted over, selling Travis Scott's. Now you're gonna be selling mochas and patent ones.
Stop.
I'm gonna just say, matter of fact, that made my list this week, but not the list that not my top 5.
I love our top 5s.
Yeah, speaking of which, let's get right to it. Sneaker Box Podcast. Fab Fives. What?
Did we just lose one of our?
I think we lost Guru. Fab Five sneakers from the previous week. So number 5, we have the NCAA Special Edition Adidas Don Issue 2, the Veil. Decent looking shoe for once. I've always said Adidas basketball has always left little to the imagination. They've, to me, never really set the world on fire. So I don't know if this is just a case of when they come out with something decent that is like recognizable, because in comparison to everything else seems so basic or unappealing. For the most part, I don't really have a problem with what's my man's name that these shoes are for? Plays for the Utah Jazz. I can't think of his name right now.
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. I do think Adidas has not done him any favors when it comes to marketing. Like, they came out to Crayola. I was talking to somebody that worked at Foot Locker a while ago, and they came out with the Crayola pack sometime this summer, and they were just sitting on shelves, like nothing to tell you what these shoes were about. There was no type of branding. There was no type of rollout. It was really nothing really to help steer people towards those shoes. And I think if they had put together some marketing, I think kids for the most part would have gravitated to, young kids, the same way they would gravitate to the Kyries. Because they're a cheap shoe. They're decent looking as far as a silhouette. The colorways, it can be hit and miss. But I think they could have, marketing does play a role. And I think if they had done a decent job, a halfway job of marketing, I think it could have at least appealed to maybe the younger demographic, maybe not to me, you, or anybody else on the show, but I think the younger kids might have gravitated to it. And I just kind of feel like that was just one of many missed opportunities from Adidas basketball.
I wish the Adidas marketing team would post their Zoom so I could see what the fuck was going through their heads.
I'm telling you, I would love to be a fly on the wall for a lot of these meetings, because it's like, what are y'all thinking?
It's like, we have so much potential. How can we just completely throw this away?
Yeah, I don't understand it. And my whole thing is, having talked to these brands and even met with some of these brands, is like, you realize when you talk to some of these people that they have no clue, because they're not involved in the sneaker community. They're not involved in sneakers. A lot of people work at Adidas, Nike, or wherever just to pad their resumes so they can move on to other things that they want to do. Huh?
You got the Nike employees buying Nike and the Adidas employees not knowing left from right.
Basically. So, got a lot of things going on that don't really make it good for us, the consumer.
I just think when it comes to Adidas basketball, that maybe they might want to go to the route that they tried going to, what was that, about 15 years ago, where basically they said they weren't going to do signature shoes anymore. They were just going to do all like Adidas team shoes for everyone.
What was that, like a few years ago? I feel like that was like 4 or 5 years ago, right?
No, I think it was a little bit longer because I remember that's when they had Tim Duncan and the main person I remember is Tim Duncan. I think Gilbert Arenas was around at that time. And it's just, if they're not going to do their signature athletes any justice in terms of having a signature shoe, why even do it?
I feel like they were on to something maybe a few years ago, while the shoes once again weren't, nothing to call home about. I felt like their collection of their assortment were decent. And I thought, okay, like, starting off, you got to build on something, right? You might not have a home run, but you might be able to hit a single, so I'm like, okay, you hit enough singles, you might string together some wins. And so that's what I was looking at, but then they just kind of fell off to me. And I mean, the only thing that was really been moving to me is the Dames, but I feel like Dame is such a unique personality that, I feel like he's gonna move shoes in spite of, I definitely feel like if he was with Nike, he'd definitely be moving more units than he is now. And that's not me just being a Nike fanboy. I mean, it is what it is. Nike is the biggest brand in the world for a reason. So, or biggest shoe brand in the world for a reason. But yeah, I don't know.
But I mean,
these are decent.
But look at having somebody like James Harden.
Hold on.
And
did we lose?
Oh my God, they've given us the same shoe for the last 4 years essentially. They changed minor things here and there.
That's what I'm saying. They do so little to be able to tell the story or create any real meaning behind why, as we as consumers, should go out there and go buy that shoe.
And they started off so strong. If anybody's been listening to our show for a while, you will know, like, I had nothing but good things to say about the Harden one because from what I know and from what I gather, like, they worked with him hand in hand to kind of put together that shoe. Like, the traction on the shoe was based on them mapping out his movements on the court. And, some type of algorithm they was able to put together to make that design. And so I thought that was dope. Like the colorways, and while it wasn't like the greatest looking, it's not going to be on anybody's top 5 sneakers ever. But I thought it was a good start. And then from there, it just progressively gotten redundant. And it's like, dude, like, and I hate to belabor the point, but you look at a Jordan. While they might carry on some features like the Air Jordan 3 and the 4, right? Like they carried on the back tab, the other features that are similar. The 3s and the 4 are still a distinct looking shoe apart from each other. And nowadays these signature sneakers, they just seem to just be whatever the previous version was with minor adjustments, and they don't really set themselves apart from that. So to me, it just becomes, it's like remixing the same song over and over again. Like, even though you put a different beat to it and the hook might change a little bit, it's essentially the same song, same lyrics, same person singing it. And I want to hear something new. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so many times I can hear the Macarena. And I just kind of feel like Adidas, as far as the Harden line is concerned, is like they're giving us the Macarena remix, and then the remix to the remix, and just like, dog, come on, enough. Give us something. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a signature line. It should tell a story. That's what Jordan's did. Like, wherever he was in that particular point of his career, the shoe reflected that, and that's why the designs, I think, carry on. Like, if you look at it from the 1 to whatever 35, or just look at the shoes that he wore, right, 1 through 14, they tell a story. And so I don't know. I don't want to.
Even the Currys tell a story. They start off being bulky, and then they get sleeker and uglier. That's the story that they tell.
Man, it's funny because he got his own brand, and I shout out to him. I don't want to sound negative, but I'm not holding my breath. It's Under Armour. It's just, I'm looking at his new Curry, and I'm like, if you're gonna build a brand off of that, because at least with Jordan, he had, not only did he have a track record, but I believe the Air Jordan 13 was officially the first Jordan under the Jordan brand. Like, that was one of the greatest Jordans ever. So that's a good launching pad. You know what I'm saying? It's a build a brand on. I'm looking at this Curry's. I'm like, you might have had like one hot Curry that people was excited about, and at the most, people have been with everything else. And you talking about building a brand. I mean, what else? I feel like Under Armour has nothing to lose at this point, so why not? But yeah, I'm not going to be anybody. I don't think anybody's going to be lined up to get the new Currys anytime soon. Okay. Apparently, everybody else loves Currys.
I mean, that's just the response you're going to get about a Curry.
Exactly. Just dead air. What'd you say, Dunks?
Are we still doing the top 5?
Yeah, I know, right? Like we've been stuck on 5 for like the last 20 minutes. Number 4, we have the Nike women's. Number 4, we have the Nike women's Dunk High varsity purple. There you go, Dunks. You got some Dunks on the list.
I like.
He just wanted to hear his name in there. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Dunks are hot right now. I do like the fact that I do like that purple translucent sole on there. Like, as simple as that sounds, it feels like it gives that shoe some character. I don't know. Something about that shoe I like.
Well, I mean, I'll say this in terms of it being a women's, I'm just happy that they didn't do what they tried to do previously with the Dunks. And what they tried to do with the Dunks when they tried to throw like the wedge heel on all of the women's Dunks. And it was just like, you don't need to do that. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure. Too. Yeah, women like wearing sneakers and they like wearing actual sneakers. They don't want to necessarily wear,
women's sneaker dress shoes.
Yeah, like I don't think that's what they were into. So, I mean, thank God they didn't go that route.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see it'd be funny if that was initially the idea. And then, in the course of them having their meetings, they were like, nah, we're not going to go that route. Like I said, once again, to be a fly on the wall for like some of these meetings would be, I just think, very interesting. But anyway, number 3, and I'm so glad this store did this with this shoe. Number 3 are the Air Jordan Retro 4 Manila. I'm glad. So apparently the store was like, you got to wear these shoes out the store. Now, with only 150 pairs made, that's not going to stop anybody from paying high dollar for these. But because I think StockX doesn't sell used shoes.
Right.
So
they're listed.
Yeah. So they're still listed on StockX though, right?
Yes.
Because you got to figure, right? Like they walk to the store, ain't that much dirt getting on the store, and then you just walk into your car. So it's not, I don't know where the store is located and what type of landscape is around the store as far as you walking from the door to the parking lot. But I'm gathering there ain't that much dirt on the shoes. So they probably went right to their car, took them off, went home, cleaned the bottles off. I mean, I like the idea of the store saying you got to wear these out. But
and then wasn't that at an actual Jordan brand store?
Yeah. Now, I've never been to Manila, so I don't know if anybody, one of our listeners, either has been to Manila or lives in Manila. But what is it about this Jordan store that they got this type of special release?
Yeah, that show was dope. I mean,
it was.
I'd love to see what it looks like in hand, just to kind of like see like the different materials on it. But I mean, from the photos, it definitely looked it looked pretty legit. It looked pretty cool. I liked it.
I just want to know why Jordan Brand decided to make this super limited the way they did. Like, because that's just think about it. We get so many of the most redundant colorways. I just don't get why when they come up with a unique colorway like a green 4, they don't make that more general of a release than they do. Like how many times you gonna give us?
Think about it. You come on now. We know what Jordan Brand is gonna do with this, and like we'll say what maybe 3 years, we're gonna get kind of like the more not nationwide, but the more worldwide release of it, and they're gonna end up. The
materials won't be as good. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Come on now. We've seen this story before.
You're right. I just like, dude, like, whenever y'all come up with something dope, y'all do stupid stuff like this, where it's like, oh, we're gonna make it hella limited. Okay, well, Okay, that's great for the 150 people that were able to get a pair. For the rest of us, it's like I don't get it. I
Yeah.
honestly, I think the brands, and this is a whole nother subject, but I just think the way they're marketing shoes and the way they're trying to create false demand and hype for their product, I think they're so short sighted because I think long term that's gonna do more damage than good. I think after a while people will get enough and gonna move on from sneakers. And at that point, what do you do as a brand? Because manufacturing hype ain't gonna do it no more because a lot of people just tired of the bullshit. They're tired of resellers. They're tired of the resale price. They're tired of having to scramble and fight just to get a pair of shoes on a Saturday morning.
Gotta get a buy.
So what do you do then? Huh?
You gotta get a buy.
I'm saying, but if people get to the point where it's like, people gonna get to the point where it's like, wait a minute, I gotta get a bot now. I gotta pay, at some point, people are gonna get tired of having to jump through hoops to get your shit, to buy your product. If they gotta go through all this trouble to buy your product, they might just say your product not worth it at some point and just move on. Like I know for me, as somebody who has loved sneakers his whole life, I'm getting to the point where it's like, man, I don't need these shoes.
Well, but you also, Lenny, you famous now. You an influencer.
Oh my god.
You've been knighted by Nike. So
I missed that
Jordan,
ceremony. What did that happen?
And Jordan brand. when you opened up those Jubilees, it's like a light. It's just like the light shine from out the box.
This dude said I've been knighted. Like I don't even. Wow,
Yeah,
I can only
you
imagine
get
the
it.
meme
You get it.
somebody's cooking up.
You been feel knighted? See what I did?
Yeah.
That was that. You know what? I'm gonna give you points for that. That was slick. I don't know if you came into the show with that, or if you just thought of that at the top of your head. Yeah, I'm something tells me he's been working on that since our last show.
Man, I've been working on that for about 3 months.
But clever is clever. I can't do nothing but tip my hat to that. Let's see. Number 2, we have the Air Jordan Retro 1 High OG Black and Gold. I think these are sexy. I think these might be one of the sexiest ones. These are nice. And the fact that I'm able to kind of collect the set or finish the set, because I got the gold toes. I'm one of the few people with the JBC ones from 2013, and then to have these kind of finish off that set. Now I don't have the mids from 2003. Was that when it was?
I mean, you would know better than I would.
Jumpman would know better than I would.
Well, of course.
I know he has his pair still, so.
Well, you don't have the low top gold toes, so you haven't completed.
Those don't count. I don't count those. I feel like I don't count like that because when we talk about like ones, like to me, if it ain't an OG high one, then I that's like me saying well, we didn't count the KOs. Like nobody count the KOs when we talk about Jordan ones. Like if you're trying to
Jumpman does.
Well, yeah, if you're trying to tell the full story of Jordan ones, yes. But when we're talking specifically about Jordan 1 silhouettes, most people are usually sticking to the OG highs.
So the OG lows don't count, huh?
Nope.
I'm saying, well, no, to me they don't.
Trash.
To me, I mean, now if you look, I'm not saying that you can't count it. Like I ain't saying I'm not saying you're wrong for counting it. You asking me what I'm counting? I'm just talking specifically OG high ones. That's why I don't count the mids. That's why I don't, and I know the mid craze right now. And look, if you like mids, fine. That's on you. What bothers me about mids is that was Jordan Brand's attempt to, how do I want to say it?
Yeah, how do you want to say this?
Cut corners, make a bet.
Kind of. It was like, okay, we know you guys with the ones, and we trying to extend the line, so we're going to come out with these mids. And it's like, just give us OG high ones. This is at the time where they were trying to separate themselves from Nike. So they were trying to be their own brand. And so I think that was part of their way of trying to distinguish themselves as, coming out with these mids. And it's like, just give us what we want. Like, we want OG1 highs. Nobody asked for these. And for like the longest time, nobody wanted them. And now there's this huge craze over it, which, I don't know if it's hype or if people just legitimately are like, these have better colorways. I will say, I do think Jordan Brand experiments more with the Jordan 1 lows or the mids as far as like colorways and color blocking.
Mids are only selling out in small sizes. Like they'll sit on shelves size 10 and up. So to put perspective on who's buying them. You know?
Exactly. That lets you know people with smaller feet.
No one that I know is rocking mids, with the exception that Chateau Maison Rouge or whatever. Those are fucking sick.
Right. Yeah. Oh my god. You know, I just thought about what you just said. No, they're not. But I'm glad you like them though. But these.
I thought you liked that. Didn't you like that blue to gray mid dunks?
I thought I would like it for resale, and they kind of flopped. I like that he put something on the heel. That was kind of cool. If I had to see, there would be a little.
They actually did that with those military Jordan 1 mids back in the day. They put some on the heel and the baseball ones. That was like 06.
What was that, Guru? The Guru just reappeared?
Yeah, Eugene. Gene Bot knocked
Guru.
me off the chat, so I had to come in. Enter like 4 Nike drawers to come back in.
Hey, I wish I had a bot.
I got
Bruh.
it.
Will get a bot.
Guru just reappeared like Christ.
Wow, that was blasphemous. Yeah, the whole podcast is about to get struck by lightning. Don't say that.
He did though.
Oh wait, so
you held up your King Arthur sword that you got knighted from, and he came back down, huh?
Not at all. Actually, I just shook up 2 Pepsis and used them for a time machine.
Wow.
And number 1.
Well, I want to see Guru. I just want to hear Guru's take on these Jordan 1s real quick.
Jordan 1 mids?
Yeah. No. The Jordan 1, the black and gold joints that drops.
Oh, I got them. I like them.
Yeah, I like. So which ones? I mean, so real quick, out of the patent leather black and gold colorways, which ones are the best as far as look? I don't care about the resale or how limited.
I probably have to say the ones you got first because they were first, and they got the jewel wing logo on the side. These didn't. I thought they would have it.
No, those don't have a jewel.
The ones you had don't?
No, you're talking about the mids.
Oh, the mids, yeah. I have to say the ones you got. I have the ones you got, then the ones that just came out, and then the mids I put third.
I'm gonna actually surprise you. I'm gonna say the gold toes.
Oh, the gold ones? Oh, gold toes. Gold toes is nice. Complex clowns or the other ones? The general.
No, okay, no. The more general release, not the complex.
No.
The general release. I thought those are probably my favorite as far as the black and gold patent leather colorways. But
I thought this patent leather on this shoe was probably some of the best patent leather they put on a Jordan in a while.
We'll see. I haven't got my pair yet, so
yeah.
We'll see. And number 1, this might come as a shocker, but I don't care. The Puma Select Future Rider Nintendo NES. These are dope. These are.
I didn't get a chance to see those.
These are so cold. I want a pair. I know they probably didn't come on my size, but still, these are dope.
And I watched Puma just pull up the Lambo.
Oh,
Super Mario gonna come through a little green tunnel with a mushroom, and it's gonna have your shoes in it.
As long as they give me the Cardi B treatment, as long as it's
got a Super Mario theme park coming in Japan.
I heard about that. I mean, I'm
not surprised at all.
I can't fucking
wait. I ain't trying to go.
Yeah. You gonna
COVID part 3 gonna be over there.
That's out of control. You talking about foul? He blasphemous. You with the racial slurs.
Who said something racial?
Talking about him. Talking about the Japanese part gonna be COVID park.
I mean, if you get enough people together, I mean, that's just.
No, he's talking about that's how because it started over there in Asia.
It started in China, so who's being racist?
Who? I don't know. Who me? I'm not being racist.
Why would you being racist? You assuming that
being racist. I said what I had to say about that fake Yeezy fact.
You gonna double down?
No, I'm just saying. I left my remarks back in last year, wasn't it? Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, that was the beginning of our negative comments as far as us being racist.
I wasn't cited in those. I was not in those.
They didn't say nobody's name, but we know what he's talking about.
No, how? How do you know what you're talking about? How did
he's the only person that said something racist? Guru, if you the only person that said something racist that episode, who else would they talk
Then
about?
when they go to say these people were racist, I wasn't listening.
Oh my God.
Issue number 1.
That's why you gave me the Saint name, right? Because I wasn't listening to the negative comments.
No, that gave me the Saint name as a way to be sarcastic. But what did you say,
Yeah, it was because I was actually factual that I wasn't listening to none of those.
Proud. What'd you say, Doug?
Back to that Puma sneaker and Mario.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited for Mario World. That's all.
I thought you already said that.
Breaking news.
Hey,
Dunk's over there looking like Mr. Anderson. The Matrix.
I'll take it.
He looks more like Trinity than Neo right now.
But hey, no, from Mario World to Complex Con, they're doing Complex Land or whatever online this week.
I don't know how that's gonna work because the Complex was attractive being able to go. Since you can't go, why are you trying to do it online?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to tune in and
so
watch.
you couldn't get in line for a shoe in person. You think you're about to be able to get in line for a shoe online where all the bots and stuff coming out like it's Independence Day?
On top of that, like what are you actually gonna see that's gonna be worth it in terms of you going online for?
Don't answer that because Gene gonna use his bots to say whatever.
Cut
say.
it out.
I
don't even know how a bot works.
Yes, you do. Cool eye.
You know what? That's okay.
That's how you sold your sixes.
I'm not selling with a bot.
That's how you got your sixes.
Yeah.
I want my sixes fair and square.
Gene, see, you see that big old box on his right shoulder? That's where he keeps all his bots at.
Right. Okay. Complex Con.
Good. Good.
Every year, it's been getting significantly worse. Price goes up, less people come. Last year, VIP didn't even sell out. More and more vendors have been pulling out. Nike doesn't even go. Undefeated said they'd never go back. You get what I'm saying? But now that it's online, I feel like more stores are getting involved because there's really no risk. So,
but my thing is, what's the appeal? Like, what am I supposed to be tuning in to see?
The appeal to me is I don't really have shit else to do. I'm not that excited. I love comedy.
You have to have no life.
Boy.
Wow.
You know there's other things you can do besides hop on Complex.
Wow.
You know, like
I feel like I have to.
Hey, look, I know for a fact Complex is gonna love that endorsement from you right now.
Man, I'm stuck with you guys, so
like why go to Complex Con? I had nothing else to do. Like, you have to be bordering prison to want to tune in to Complex Con.
When it's in person, I do look forward to it. You know, I'll plan it 6 months in advance.
Well, why don't you do like SneakerCon? Like, just let it go. Like, just start it back up when everybody can go. Like, that's what you should do. Like, you're gonna take an L on it. Like, basketball, NBA, sports, like NFL. I mean, some NFL and some NBA, but you just can't go right now. You're just gonna wait till it gets safe to open back up and just come back out twice as hard. So I mean,
my thing right now with a lot of those, you know, with things like that, what sponsorships do they even have to even be able to put it on properly?
Well, I know
they're just going on Google Ads.
Exactly.
More coverage.
I know. What's the high end? I can't think of it right now. I think Dior or one of them, Gucci, whoever. I don't know. One of them is supposed to be at Complex Con.
Them people you can afford.
Wow. You can afford them too now with your bots.
Still the richest.
Yeah, y'all just gonna keep going.
Rick Ross voice.
I'm telling you, reselling your sixes was like the gift that kept on giving. Because I knew Dunst was gonna jump on you the first opportunity he got.
No, I'm proud.
Wow, he said like he a father or something. He birthed you.
Yeah.
It's like he's Eminem in your logic. Like, it's just
Dunk.
No, Eminem the Bizarre. Eminem the proud of you.
What the hell?
Actually, I take that back. Eminem and Royce, you know, bad meets evil. You know that
what
bad
kind
meets
of shit
evil.
is that?
Eminem and Royce.
He called you
Eminem
bizarre.
and Royce.
No.
Bro.
No. Open Heart and Coco Beware.
Dude called you bizarre. I at least called you Logic. He said bizarre.
Logic's not even a brother. So
But he's a. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He a half brother.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I didn't know. I thought maybe.
But no, I mean, I'm just saying it's a jump. I mean, okay, I can understand you're not going with logic, but there's a lot of rappers you could have named before you
I mean, I had
get
to
to
go
Bizarre.
for somebody that was on Shady Records. I wasn't gonna call him Proof because Proof was passed away, so I wasn't gonna call him that. So I
You
called
could
him.
have called him Royce. You could have called him Corrupt. You could. I mean, not Corrupt, but
Maybe Yellow Wolf.
It was definitely Dog Pound. You mixing up your crews.
yeah. No, I meant to say Kaniva.
Who's Kaniva?
He's on D12.
He was the
Oh,
producer.
know.
As Mr. Porter.
There's a lot of names you could have said. He said Bizarre. Go get your shower cap.
He just got a song called Bill Cosby. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
Say what?
He's got a song. It's either Bill or Bill Cosby. It's like a recent thing he put out.
Who? Bizarre?
Yeah, his solo career is not doing too
He
well.
still makes music?
Yes,
I know.
You're the only one listening.
Bruh.
He's got a song
Actually,
with Minaj too.
You're the only one listening, and you'll be the only one at ComplexCon this year.
Yes.
basically.
He was the only
But
one
no,
in person.
I agree with I agree with Guru though. If you're looking to get a shoe, I mean, if you thought it was hard getting shoes in person at ComplexCon, imagine trying to go on a website with all, especially nowadays, trying to get through Gino and anybody else using their box. I don't know. You ain't got no chance.
I was pissed, man. What was the last shoe I tried to get? It was the Kobe. That Bruce Lee.
All Gino's gonna do is buy a bunch of shoes that he's like gonna no longer want in like a year or two.
I'm done doing that. That's what I said. Them sixes was it.
I thought you liked them. You said you was feeling them when they came in.
No.
Hey, is that your cover story, Gino?
Hold up. Time out.
Is that your cover story?
Let's hear this Travis Scott story. Go ahead.
I really did like them. Like when they came in, I was like, man, these are way better than what I thought they were gonna be.
I liked all
the
my
problem
too.
No, you
go ahead.
didn't.
We listen to Jane. Go ahead.
The problem was every time I looked at that shoe, especially it was probably a situation with COVID because we're not going anywhere. So it's like I'm looking at this shoe
on COVID in 2020. That's bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. If I got this shoe that, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say I paid a boatload of money for it, but I got this shoe where it's like I don't want to put that shoe on just to run to the grocery store or just to go get a haircut. Like I don't want to do that. I want to wear it somewhere. We're not going nowhere. So
okay,
you can say
that about ice.
You can say that about any shoe though.
In your collection.
Why put it this way? I'd rather get rid of it to be able to get money to get something else that I know I'll actually wear, and I'll just wear it whenever.
Would you have gotten rid of that shoe if it didn't have a resale market?
Yeah, I've gotten rid of plenty of shoes that have no resale.
All right, so here's two things.
I didn't got rid of Paul George's that I had because I'm like, I'm never gonna wear these.
Paul George.
That's understandable.
Paul George's that he has, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's not the situation of just because of the quote unquote high resale value of the shoe. It's legit a shoe that I'm not gonna wear anymore. I got rid of my black infrared sixes because I'm like, I'm not gonna wear my black infrareds anymore.
How many shoes have you been?
Yeah, why don't you just sell all your shoes and you know you ain't gonna be going nowhere then?
No, I said the shoes that I know for sure I'm never gonna wear. I said shoes for sure I'm never gonna wear.
My favorite part in all of this is looking at Dunks and how happy he is. Just as he's over there like, yo, because he's always the redhead stepchild of the show. We always beat up on him. So I know he's enjoying us.
You looking like dude of Suicide Squad with that smile. Yes,
he is like, he's so happy now that you are the one getting jumped on this episode. You can see it. Look at his face. He could not be happier.
Put it this way. All of y'all know it's the difference between reselling and having something that you like, I just know I'm not gonna want it. I might as well get
I don't know, but here's the problem. I don't know if that's just your cover story where you buy stuff and you say, I bought it when I liked it and now I don't like it no more.
Hey, we don't know how many other Travis Scotts you done bought and flipped.
Exactly.
I only bought one.
That we know of.
I got that one. I didn't expect to get it.
Because you used your bot for the first time.
The bot. Dunk's tried showing me that bot stuff before. I'm looking, I'm like, this look like foreign language. Like I don't know how they work.
Apparently it worked.
Some of them are simple, some are complicated, but we could find one for your skill set.
But Gino figured it out though.
Dang, he said he got bots for dummies.
Hey, you're gonna have to trademark that and let's put that book out.
Man. Hey man, I be coming up with these names. I want my 20% tango.
Hey, look, Gino,
I was just telling Caesar, if you're not collectible, you're not collectible.
Gino, imagine us being on a road trip and stuck in the car together. Like, this would be hilarious right now.
Oh, this would be great though.
Yes.
This would be hilarious.
But
This would be one of the conversations.
But see, if we were on a road trip, I'd still have my Travises. Because I say,
Yeah, because you're trying to sell them somewhere. You're going to
Oh,
have
so
your
you only sell them because you can't go on the trip.
We're gonna go on a road trip. He'll just fly and meet us there with the resale money.
Exactly. He's going to buy the
exactly,
airplane tickets.
Private jet from his Air Max. He sells probably Air Mags in that box too. You got Air Mags and Travis Scott chartered a jet, sneaker kind.
And just doesn't let us use it.
Damn, Gino, you holding out?
I mean, you do have a Pepsi jet.
Pepsi Polo on as we speak.
You can see this Pepsi blue plane land on the tarmac.
Hey, that'd be gangster.
That would be. I ain't mad at you if you did it though. I'm just mad that you tried to. I'm just mad that you gave Dunks all that stress about being a reseller only to turn out to be one.
They said you would be the people that be hating on you.
And then wait a minute, time out. Between all of us, I'm the one that gave him the least amount of stress for being a reseller.
What? Look,
it's been equal. It's been equal.
No,
I was gonna say just because you alternate between criticism and slam Dunks every other week, don't mean you ain't giving him grief.
You definitely was on
the least amount of criticism for being a reseller.
I question his motives. I'm like, why would you do this and not do that? Why would you do that and expect this? Like, I question motives. You went straight for the comments.
Yes. See, I would say this: Guru consistently criticizes him. We already know Guru between Guru and Jumpman, they give him the most criticism, right? You, on the other hand, depending on the week, because there was a week where you was talking all that resale stuff, and then when he could get you a shoe that you wanted, I'll never forget that episode.
Oh,
did I get the shoe?
But the fact that you did it, the fact that you laughed at all his jokes, sat right next to him.
Come on, man, that was entertainment value for the show.
Man, that was sad. That was sad to watch.
I ain't trying to use the show. Oh my goodness. I know you trying to use the show for that.
That was entertainment value for the show.
So for Gino, let's change the topic. I know.
Oh, see, that's a good friend. See, he feels so bad for you. He was like, man, you know what? No, that's a slam dunks moment right there. I'm gonna let y'all do it just for camaraderie. Go ahead. Oh, see, Gino, Gino on this one. That's ridiculous.
Oh man, you're funny.
Too funny. Anyway, speaking of bots, though, apparently people at Nike are using bots. So what they do from time to time is they'll obviously, not every shoe sells out. I don't care how limited it is. There's still some stragglers, right? So Nike collects those, and they either end up in outlets if there's enough pairs, or they sell them amongst their employees via their employee store or whatnot. So they give their employees the heads up. Now, mind you, I thought this was kind of funny that they laid off 1 million people and then they did this, but they did this thing where they were going to allow the employees through their own employee store to pick up on these pairs. And as soon as the pairs went up on the website, they were sold out, just like we see sold out on Sneakers App every Saturday. And apparently Nike has found out that employees were using bots. And so now they're going through and doing some type of security sweep or something.
There's something I want to add to that, because that's proper procedure. That sounds right. They hire a commie like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for bot protection. But what everyone's not talking about and what everyone's overlooking, Nike has high up employees that purchase these bots because they have to figure out how to block them. Like Nike, we've caught Nike employees in bot discords asking how they work, like running the software, buying the keys. And then they literally share it with their IT team, and that's how they push an update. Bot developers push an update, but there's no way they can beat it without knowing the software. So Nike introduced their employees to bots, is my point.
No, I mean there's an element of that. I agree with you. Just like casinos hire um people that know how to cheat the game so they can also catch other cheaters, or how the FBI hires hackers to catch other hackers. Um, so I get that part, but this doesn't sound like that instance. This sounds like a situation where the employees, because if you talk to enough employees, one of their biggest gripes is they can't even get the shoes that they make. Like they're part of these design teams, or they work within Nike Sportswear, Jordan Brand, whatever the department is, and they can't even get the shoes. And so here they are, like, bet, they thinking, okay, this is only through the employee portal. So, only, so they're probably looking at it like, okay, I only got to battle other employees, which narrows down the field. It ain't like they got to battle me, you, or anybody else out there. So a lot of people were probably like drooling at the mouth, waiting to get pairs that they've been waiting all year to get, just to, I guess, hit the wall that we, us normal people face on a damn near every release now. And so I thought that part was interesting. I just thought it was like, okay, so now y'all know how we feel. So maybe, just maybe, they'll do something more about it. Because now you go on the sneakers app, there is no way you can tell me that there are bots out there right now manipulating the sneakers app. There's just no way. Shoes are selling out faster and quicker than they ever have. You can't tell this year, more people laid off than any other year in the last 3 or 4 years. You mean to tell me people are spending more money this year? Nah. Mm-mm. That's something ain't right.
So then let me ask you this then with that. What do you think? Because I know the one solution that you brought up before is, why don't they just produce more pairs, right?
That, or do like some of these other websites do, where you got to answer a question, or you got to like pick, like they have the pictures of like, which picture has a truck in it.
No, the captcha can't stop us.
Did you just say us?
Botters.
Oh my God.
You heard what he said, man. You can't stop him and his crew.
Let's check it out.
You got him and Gino.
I'm not part of that.
By us, did you mean you and Gino?
Produce Data Dome, and it's getting tough. It's almost like it's not just click the fire hydrant, click the bus. There's always going to be 3 of them, by the way. But Biodome now is making like, slide the puzzle piece in here, and that's tougher. But bot developers will still get past that.
So I would say this: do something. I feel like there's a way to do it. I mean, ask a question, or
the question.
I mean, maybe ask a question.
My solution that I think they should do is, I think they should take more advantage of the shock drops and actually do them as shock drops, and maybe just stagger them out. I mean, at the end of the day, the product's gonna sell out.
The problem with that is ain't no more shock drops, because everybody mama knows about them at this point.
But hey, check this out. In terms of other ideas, are you guys familiar with the Concepts Turducken dunk that just dropped?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I know about the shoe, yeah.
Concepts did a high top dunk that came out recently, and no bots hit. And the reason was, on the Concepts website that all the bots are ready for, they dropped a link to a brand new website they made just for that shoe. It was the first time I'd seen anything like that, and I was pissed. But I applaud it. Like, it worked. No bots got it.
Yeah, but the problem is exactly what you said before. Eventually, the developers are going to figure out a way to be able to beat that, right?
Well, but that's the evolution
of
thing.
Work to make a website for every shoe drop, I guess. But
I mean, what's the saying? You build a better mousetrap, you make a smarter mouse. Okay, so now that the mouse has gotten smart, it's time to build a better mousetrap and continue that evolution.
I mean, more pairs is a simpler way, because the reason people only going for bots, most of them, I'll say about 75% of people who have bots is for reselling purposes. So if you flood the market,
I'd say
10, they're not gonna go after the shoe, because it's like, okay, I'm not really gonna go with this shoe because it's not really gonna sell. No, it's too many pairs around it. One thing that would discourage a reseller is flooded shoes, or it's too many pairs, or like, so that would now say, you know what, I'm not going after the shoe, I'm gonna go after another one. But if numerous shoes are flooding, and then they buying them, and then they can't get them off, or they have to sell them at box price just to break even, that's gonna start to discourage some of that.
You know the Bread Yeezy 350s, the black Yeezys? As much as you guys hate Yeezys, that's one of the best-selling Yeezys of all time. Can't deny it, right?
Because it's black.
Well, this
black and red ones. Go ahead. We'll listen.
Anyway, they sell for $800 to $1,200. They're about to restock in a week. 575,000 pairs are being made. That's beyond a GR. Anyone who wants them can get them. But resellers, because they know the popularity, are just going to go for more and create that artificial shortage, and still just hoard them and probably not pull 900, but probably still make it around 500.
But that's the point, though. Like the more pairs you make, the more you impact that resale market. And so,
well, that's why I like the idea of staggering the drops.
Now,
because doing it that way, you kind of
PlayStation method. I mean, they still gonna do the same thing.
Not necessarily the PlayStation method, but like I said, think about it. Think about how the Fire Red Force. Take those for example. They came out, was it 2 weeks ago? And then the official release date was just this past week. If you stagger out the drops, that in itself would help kill the resale value, because then if
how's
you
that
keep
different
dropping
from
them
PlayStation?
but it's different from PlayStation for the fact of you know when it's coming out. The actual shock drop, because they have been successful in terms of being able to shock drop certain product, you never know when it's coming. If you know there are X amount of pairs, think about like what you just said. We all know that there are shoes that are on the sneakers app that when we see that it says sold out, first thing we think, ain't no way in hell that shoe actually sold out. But if you have X amount
like
of pairs,
Duncan told us numerous times when a shock drop was going to happen. So
Right.
I mean, that's
why I said it's not a shock drop. Like you look at the Jubilee 11s. Everybody named Mama knew and them boys is gonna drop because every YouTuber
News posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, like it was like the
but
worst
that's what I'm
secret
saying.
ever.
But instead of putting more money into trying to create this even tighter cybersecurity that you should have already had, why don't you put more money into keeping your employees tight-lipped?
Because you're not going. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Give them the actual pairs,
but
you give them access to the pairs that they want. Then they don't have to go do this stuff, because that's probably half the reason why they're leaking out the information about shoes coming out early anyway.
They will have more motive not to leak out the information because it gives them a better advantage over everybody, the general population. I think that as long as you have information, people can try to hack it. So I mean, you can keep it secret. People, look at WikiLeaks. That was a whole bunch of secrets, but you know how that got out? Nobody told. They hacked into it. So I mean, it's gonna be hard with technology and how it's set up and cybersecurity. You want to beef up your cybersecurity, and you got to make more pairs. I think Nike want more clout than they want more rationalism when it comes to having sneakers in the general public. Because either way, to them, whether you buy it or you buy it, it's still sold. It was still a sale.
But they make
here's the problem
that they care. They need us, but they make it appear that they care.
Here's the thing, though, and we've seen this play out already. Remember back, it was a few years ago when Jordan Brand did just that. They made multiple pairs. They flooded the market with the shoes. What happened? They got caught up in the whole Yeezy thing because people were saying Yeezy jumped over the Jumpman. Not because Yeezy outsold Jordans, but because they got more likes on Instagram. And that's what they play into. They playing into this false value where, yeah, it's all about clout. Where it's like, people like our shit more. Yeah, this is trending more. People get more. This is getting more likes. This is going more viral, and like none of that shit necessarily equates to sales, because, like I said, as much as Yeezys were outperforming Jordans on Instagram, Jordans were outperforming them in stores. So which would you rather?
I knew the game was terrible when they made more Travis Scott Jordans than they did Barclays.
That should tell you everything. And that's the thing. That's the game now, is creating artificial demand. This is why sneakers started it. This is why you see in PlayStation. I remember the CEO came out a couple weeks ago. We ain't got no more stock, and then we'll come out today. Or there's gonna be another PlayStation drop. He's not gonna come out and undermine their marketing. He knows what he's doing. He knows when he comes out and says we ain't got no more, all that's gonna do is make you want the PlayStations more. And then when they do come out later on and say, hey, oh, by the way, we got some more PlayStations, people are going to run towards that. So that's why when people were talking about, I saw resellers reposting that link. And I'm like, what do you expect the CEO to say? We got more PlayStations? Because that's going to undermine the demand, because people are going to be like, oh, they got more. All right, cool. I'm going to chill off of this release because I know the resellers got that. I'm just going to wait for a future release. Now, most of us who are smart enough to know how this game is being played, we're like, fuck it. We'll wait till next year. when the hype dies down, when the new system comes out, when it ain't got as many glitches. I don't need an Xbox or a PlayStation right now. People want one right now, and I find it funny too when I see people like, well, I got the new PlayStation. I'm like, all that tells me is you're an idiot that you spent your last $1,500. Because let's be honest, half these people I see talking about they got the PlayStation don't look like they live in their own house or don't
How
have,
you know?
like,
See, like dang,
I'm just
God.
I'm calling
You
it.
you went from sneaker influencer to the department you over the hood house.
I'm calling it because you got a lot of people. Because we talk about clout. You got a lot of people that think spending a lot of money on something means that they have money, and a lot of
But
times
that's what America did, though. It's called capitalism.
No, I agree with
That's
you.
what America has done with
We agree on
everything.
that point, but spending money is not clout like that. Because sometimes you overspending for something doesn't mean that you are special or you that dude or you that chick. It just means you're an idiot. That you were gullible enough to fall for whatever marketing that came your way, and you was basically coming out of your pockets. That's what it says to me.
I mean, that's the purpose of marketing is to get you to spend money. So
Exactly,
as
but having the ability,
former store manager, we had to do that. Like it's just that's what it is to get you to spend money. Like we all had to do like.
But that's society in general, though. Think about it. Think about society in general. You have the bigger house. That means you're doing better than everybody.
Jordans every year.
Yeah, this is a perfect moment to remind everyone.
Get you to buy Jordans every year.
But Jordans I want though. Like I'm not out here just being like, oh, I gotta get these Jordans. Let me show off these shit. Like I don't care. Like my black and gold ones. You know how many times I wear them? Not often. And if I was one of these people that was based on that clout shit, I would be posting.
You went from posting you went from posting the cow and chicken neon down pics to the full body fits with the J-Nap background.
What was that about though? Whoa. But where did that come from though? That came from me posting.
I know where it came from. We ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just saying. It came from.
So and then what? And honest, and then on top of that, on top of that, I mean, if a brand is like, okay, we're gonna send you this, and it's something that you authentically like, and they say, okay, we're gonna send you this for free. All we ask is that you post a picture. That's
you're part of their marketing campaign.
Yeah, but that's a trade-off though. Like that's different. But that's different. That's different. That's different than saying I'm a limit product to create hype. That's something totally different. I didn't say they only got like 50 pairs of this jersey. Go get them now, or I got this for $1,500.
But aren't you helping to create hype for limited product?
There's a difference between getting people excited for a product and manufacturing hype. Manufacturing hype is we made millions of this system, but we're only going to drop 1,000 at a time because we want people to go ape shit over it, and then end up having resellers be the ones who get the bulk of these systems, and then charging you 3 times the price that they retail for.
No, that did Sony no justice, because what it did is that money that one person spent on PlayStation, they could have sold 3. So I understand it, and it's hype, it's clout for the brand, but financially it makes no sense because the 1,500s you could have bought 5 3 PlayStations straight from Sony. But brands like hype and they like brand awareness. But also too, when they send you the jersey or something, Steve, you will be the influencer that you are. You're encouraging somebody to spend some money.
Hey,
I'm encouraging them. No, what I'm doing is making them aware of this product, and they're gonna choose whether they want that jersey or not. Like I'm not gonna influence. It ain't like if a Vince Carter. If they don't like Vince Carter and they don't like the Raptors, they're not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna get this Raptors jersey now because C's got it. You already have to be a fan of that for you to buy into that.
No.
You sure about that, C's?
I don't know.
I'm not convinced. Who am I convincing?
Sure about that?
I'm not convincing any. Look, I'm not converting anybody.
What jersey?
You don't like Greek Freak as a basketball player, but you like his shoes.
Who?
Giannis.
Giannis is cool. Who said I didn't like him?
Huh?
Who said I didn't like him?
I never heard you spoke on Giannis, bro.
I mean, he cool. I don't hate him. I don't dislike
cool enough
him.
For you to buy the shoe.
Yeah, the shoe was cool.
Oh, that was
one
your Nike collab. My bad. That was your Nike collab.
That wasn't a collab. That was just gifted to him. It wasn't a collab. They specially made that for him.
Oh my God, that was Nike ID, which anybody could do. But I mean, the Greek Freak one, I wasn't that big of a fan of, which is why I didn't buy it.
You had Caesar options with your Nike ID.
He got marine patterns. He got the his shoes came with the four jets flying over his house like a football game. Did no service. Dude, the only service he got is his cell phone provider. That's the only service he ever did.
That's how they delivered the shoes to him. That's how they delivered the shoes to him. They said, StockX, we're gonna show you how it's done.
Man,
21 gun salute. You know they did it. He lived far enough. The bullets ain't gonna land nowhere. 21 gun salute outside the apartment.
Wow.
Yeah, shoot some of the fireflies down, all the fish flies. I can't even pump gas. It felt like the Prince of Egypt movie.
Hold on. You know when you getting capped on and you like, all right, you ain't got no response. So you be like, I know you ain't talking. And you start picking on somebody else. Like I want to be like, I want to get back to Gino being a reseller so bad.
How about eBay? Let's talk about eBay.
All right, let's do it.
So a while ago, eBay mentioned that they're going to be doing authentication because, like, as we know, when it's direct seller to buyer, it's more of a risk. And eBay has had, a bad past with fakes. And now,
but have they though? Oh, I want to challenge that though because they have.
There's no data supporting that. There's no data supporting that. My thing is,
we know fakes have been on eBay. Like you don't need.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's not a lot of people coming out like, oh, eBay did me dirty because it's almost like a flea. I don't say like flea market, but
it's a flea market.
Almost like, hey, but yeah. But I'm not gonna dog eBay because eBay's been extremely good to me. I don't buy Jordans. Jordans and Yeezys and stuff like that. I will go to StockX or GOAT prior to their authentication because you know they have a process of doing that. But like LeBrons and some Kobe's, like stuff that if you really into sneakers, eBay is like the Smithsonian for people who really like sneakers because you're gonna find things that's very attractive that you want that may be not attractive to other people.
Under the radar.
So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna go, and you're gonna get it for great prices.
No,
so that's where the authentication was great though.
Finish your point, son.
The authentication is for items 200 and up, I believe.
Okay.
It is.
So here's
that's
my
how
thing.
I found out about my Travis Scotts.
But oh my God, here's the thing. One, I mean, when you say $200 and up, I mean, let's be honest, that's like what 98% of the sneakers being sold on there.
Exactly.
Right, but
yes.
But I got to say this too, and somebody else said it, and I'm gonna say it again. eBay did not have to do this. They did not have to go this route. I feel like you opened up a Pandora's box because now, when you talk about authenticating, all it's going to take is a few bad authentications for you to, have some type of knock on your reputation. I think when they stayed ambiguous as just an online flea market, it left it up to you to make your own decisions. I thought business-wise that was the best one. Two,
on the other side of this, though, they did lose a big market share or whatever you want to say to StockX and Go, and this is their way of at least attempting to fight back. Here's the thing about that market share, they're not going to get that back just simply by doing this. Two, because the market is getting too big now. That's what happens when you have competitors. You know what I'm saying? Some of that market share is going to be eaten up. Now, how much of it's going to be eaten up? That depends. But I think with eBay, if eBay was just a sneaker website, then yes, I would be concerned. But with eBay being as big as they are and they sell so much shit, I would not be concerned. But then two, and I've seen a number of people complain about this, and I'm also going to complain about this. One of the reasons why I don't like going to StockX or Go, besides being hacked and all that other shit, is because I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to have to wait for somebody to halfway authenticate my shit. I want my shit now. I hate buying my shit online, period, for that reason. But if I have to buy it online, I want my shit now, which is one of the great things about eBay.
eBay tells you with authentication when you should get your shit.
But that's why they should give you. I mean, I know they tell me that, but that still doesn't change the fact that I have to wait.
No. I'm just saying it's support of that point. I'm saying it's support of that point. That's what makes it about. I can get the authentication from another site, but get my shoe faster. And it tells me about time frame, which I should get it.
But I think if they're gonna do the authentication, fine. Just give me the option. Like if I don't know what the fuck I'm looking for, or if I don't know how to tell, and I'm scared, and I'm like, I want these authenticated. I think that should be an option if they're gonna do it. And for those of us who know what they're looking for, who know how to, spot fakes and all this other shit, give us the option to have our shit sent direct and let us take on the responsibility. If we say we don't want our
Oh,
shit
I guess it's
authenticated,
kind of indirectly, say hypothetically, right? Because I just did this the
Mhm.
other day. You go search for a Jordan 4, right? And it'll just
Yeah.
give you all the posters. They'll have the people who aren't getting it authenticated and the people who are having it authenticated. It has it all listed. You can go to the filter and hit more and go down, and you can hit the button, and it will only show you authenticated pairs are being authenticated. So it kind of gives you the option. So I mean, without if you don't want your pair authenticated, it'll be in a normal filter search that you had. Which if you just want to see, I want to see whoever's selling these Jordan 4s that are going to be sent through authentication. You can click on it and it will filter that out.
Well, they should have that more in, like, when you go to buy it, it should be an option there. Like, do you want this authenticated? Check the box, yes. And then it should be authenticated. If you don't, then you
But
take
the
on the
buyer also,
responsibility.
the seller has to also agree to it. That's why a lot of sellers are agreeing
I
to
mean,
it.
the seller don't have to agree to
That's the
shit. Like,
problem.
if me the buyer is gonna take on the responsibility of authenticating it myself, then the seller should have nothing to say about it other than the price.
But if you give them the option, fakes will remain on the market. If you don't give them the option, there will be less fake listings.
Fakes are gonna. Why are we
Thank
acting
you.
like fakes?
Yeah,
Are,
yeah.
Why are we acting like fakes are not gonna be on the market?
It's
No, he says reducing it, like reducing the chances
It's not reducing
of people
anything.
getting fixed.
What is it reducing?
it won't reduce production numbers, but it'll reduce.
I'm talking about as far as the receiving, like the amount of pairs bought
But
fakes will reduce.
that's my
That's what he
point.
said.
This is why you give people the option, because if the whole point is to reduce fakes for people that don't know how to authenticate or who are nervous or apprehensive about making a purchase online, that still gives them the opportunity to say, hey, I want my shit authenticated because I don't know and I want to feel safe about my purchase. Fine. But for those of us like me who are like, yo, I know what to look for. I feel safe in making this purchase. I don't want to wait 2 weeks for my shit or 3 days, whatever the shipping is. Then that gives us the option. I don't want to have to wait 2 weeks for some shoes I bought.
I guess eBay don't do it because out of 500 Jordan 4s that's posted, not all of them are being authenticated. So they look at it like, hey, you can look at these that are going to be authenticated, or you can go with these other 400, 200
But
that's
that's
not
why I
being
said that.
authenticated.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why the option needs to be when you go to buy it, because then it's right there in your face. You can choose right then and there. If I'm gonna spend this much money on this shoe, I want it to authenticate or I don't. I'm just saying move that
Oh, but
option.
that would come in. Sometimes that would kind of open the door for being charged of the fee. I would think personally
But they're
that
gonna start charging the fee.
your ideas should be more
They're not charging
practice
the fee
stopping it
right
from
now,
going.
but they tell you that they're going, like, they're saying as of now there's no fee, which lets you know that at some
Yeah,
point they're going to.
but the problem that I ran into with them is, and again, this goes back to those Trav sixes, which I'm pretty sure y'all get a kick out of it. Is I had them sold on eBay. I had them selected to get authenticated. eBay sends them back saying that they could not authenticate the shoe.
Now you're selling
You
fake.
selling fakes? Oh,
No,
Gino selling
come on,
Oh
man.
my goodness!
Oh,
See, I knew y'all was gonna do that.
goodness!
Oh, you
My
just
goodness!
Gino. Why would you tell me something?
Oh my
Gotta
goodness!
just twist and ruin it. No,
Wow.
my beef with eBay is kind of like what was said in the post is, who are the people that are authenticating these shoes? Because clearly they have no idea what they're doing.
Or you're selling fakes.
And that is not the case.
Oh, I didn't see this one coming, Gino.
Boy, I'm sad. I know I'm shaking my head. But
Hey,
see,
I
even
mean,
Dust
look,
is disappointed.
all three of y'all know that I will not buy a pair of fake shoes. Come on now.
Do we know that?
No, you know that.
You won't buy
that's
a
what eBay
pair.
said.
You won't buy a pair because you got bots because all your pairs are the ones you're selling.
Hey, look, eBay said your shoes.
That's why
was
you went
fake.
hard on me on that Chinese comment because that's where you
Hey,
get
What
your
look,
Chinese
production
comment?
from.
eBay
That's
said
what-
your shit was as fake as a Wisconsin ballot.
You know how sneakerheads look down on resellers?
Huh?
Sneakerheads for the most part look down on resellers.
Yes.
It's the same thing with resellers who at least sell real shit, looking down on people like scammers with.
Wow, that's what you're gonna do.
I'm
That's
just
what you're gonna do.
perspective.
And ironically,
Good thing I'm not a reseller or a sneakerhead.
Ironically, on the zone call, Dunks is positioned above Gino, so he's literally looking down on you right now.
He's
Dang,
I
he
mean,
looking like the
according to my
Brady
camera, he like right next to me. So
I'm telling you how he's positioned on mine.
Done.
everybody looking at yours.
I'm looking at mine.
But yeah, the eBay thing is going to be
If
interesting.
you had looked at your shoes better, you wouldn't have had them returned to you.
My shit 100% legit real. Come on now. The last thing I will ever do, I never buy anything fake. I can't do that. That's terrible.
Okay. You won't buy fakes, but you'll sell them.
Hey, speaking
my
of
goodness.
food, did you see
You
Rick
just-
Flair's an Adidas shoe?
Yeah, and it's trash.
Who? Who?
Rick Flair, the Nature Boy.
Oh, talking about
those shoes is horrible.
Damian Lillard shoe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's trash. Again,
Horrible.
Adidas don't know what the hell they doing.
Horrible. They could have did so much with that, man. It's Ric Flair. It's not really that hard. But yet they go out their way to make the most generic looking Ric Flair shoe I've ever seen.
I think the sole just says "woo" on it.
That's it.
They
The
should've
part that
said
nobody's
was
going
for
to
a
see when
crib.
you're walking. Yeah. Unless you're laying down with your shoes on, nobody will ever see that.
They could have did the one where they could have had the gold eyelets for the Rolex. They could have had the alligator skin for his hard time keeping these gators down. Like
Man, they could have did
did
so much with that, man. They could have based it off his robes that they could have sent Nature Boy on the hill.
the dust bag could have been the robes.
They fuck up
God.
every single collab they've had in over everything, all of them.
But that's what I'm talking about. This goes not just for Adidas, but all the brands. They have people there, and Guru will attest to this. Is they have people there that are just there to stack their stack their resumes, where they're just like, you know what, I'm working here for a couple of years, so I can end up working at Nordstrom's or wherever they're trying to end up at, and they don't care about sneaker culture, and all those other stuff. So, they come up with these basic ass ideas because they don't have any. They just think Ric Flair is enough to move a shoe, and like as if you don't have to actually design it and actually put thought into the design or the color.
Well, as if you actually don't have to market it.
Yeah,
They don't even market it.
They didn't market it. Can you
But I
imagine?
don't know. Do they really want to market this shoe? Because he's gonna tear him up for marketing.
Who's gonna tear him up?
You gonna tear him up for marketing? You trying to get people to buy this over expensive trash shoe?
No, if they would have actually did a decent job of marketing, I would have no choice but to say, "Oh, that was dope." I mean, imagine a Ric Flair, like not even like a real commercial, but something you can post on Instagram. Like real
Macho Man shoe.
Huh?
I want a Randy Savage Macho Man shoe.
I do too, though.
I
actually,
think Puma gave you that. Puma gave you that. They did that like a couple years ago.
Puma did that WWF pack.
Yeah.
They had Macho Man, Ultimate
ago.
Warrior.
Collab.
Huh?
Do they have a collab with Virgil?
They should have.
Yeah, Vincent.
I want to get on the show.
Shout out to Virgil, man. The worst wrestler in history.
But no, I just think eBay. I mean,
I thought you talking about Virgil, Off-White Virgil.
Oh,
that's your man's now?
Oh.
I'm talking about Gene. I'm like, that's Gene man's now. He a reseller, so he's friends with Virgil.
Yeah.
Stop.
We're talking about.
But no, I just think eBay, they just got into this. So I figure, a year from now, things might, they'll come up with different things. But, StockX and Gold are here to stay. So, I mean, now they're just competing against.
StockX got so many fees. Oh, my goodness. It looked like long division.
Like, eBay, and it's like tax. Now they tax.
But that's the thing that's interesting with eBay. Are they going to then have to go through this authentication process with everything?
What dog is that?
Like, is that the precedent that they're starting to set?
What did you say, Gino?
Are they going to make everything that has a $200 price point or higher worth authenticating?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I just feel like it's a bad precedent to set if you're eBay. You've never had to do that for anything.
That's why I said they open up Pandora's box, because now what you're gonna do, like authenticate Pokemon cards, watches, TVs, cars, like whatever. And it's like, no, like just y'all were doing just fine. Y'all a $1 billion company. You're gonna stay a $1 billion company. They chasing y'all. You're not chasing them. So you see StockX, StockX is becoming more and more like eBay, because why? They selling other shit than just sneakers. Now they are doing the Pokemon cards. Now they're doing purses. They be doing watches.
Craigslist about to come back now.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy, yeah.
No, they ain't coming back. Well, you had all your women on there. They all the brothel listings. That's what got the Craigslist shut down.
No, that was Backpage. Craigslist still exists.
So what y'all think about that Drake now that Drake is I guess he got his own. What was that? Nocta or something? What's the name of that brand?
I don't know. I'm just tripping on how Dunks just transformed to a dog like the Snoop Dogg video.
My dog guys split, but I had to step away for a second, but I heard Pokemon. I don't know if you guys know. I got that right here. I got Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. I'm telling you, they're back. I'm about to be the next Pokemaster.
Okay, Ash. Oh,
Hot topic to Ash Ketchum. We're gonna sell whatever we have to.
You're gonna be a
you
gonna be a 35.
So you got all your teachings from Gino.
If listeners got old binders, I'm paying wholesale for them. I'll buy your whole binder.
Dunks, I just want you to know you almost went this whole episode without getting clowned. We were so focused on Gino and him selling fake pairs of Jordan 6s.
Oh, I knew it was coming, but I heard Pokemon. I had to grab the Charizard.
Oh man, you just can't help yourself. That is ridiculous.
Hey, if someone wants to pay for a Pokemon card, I'm gonna pay attention.
No, I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying you talking about you a Pokemon master. It's like, yeah, okay.
Well, I see the humor. Like I just remember. Pokemon had been a year, but it took me months to accept it. And I'm watching these people make insane amounts of Pokemon cards. I was like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna dabble. They're gonna anyways.
Look, to each their own. I'm just saying.
So why don't you just sell? You might as well sell dope.
No.
Why you? Oh boy, don't give them ideas.
I mean, it was money in that.
Bad behavior.
Thank you. I'm on a self-righteous path.
Real talk though, Gino was a drug dealer. He'd be selling powder, not cocaine.
The show.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Since you selling fake product.
I like that one. Hey,
right now too, because it's fucking COVID.
Man.
Shame on the crackheads for buying.
Yeah,
Damn, Gino. But no, but this Drake brand. Now, the only thing that's interesting to me is I had a conversation earlier with some people at Nike, and they were talking about how when
they flew you out.
No, when they do these collaborations with these like people like Drake and whatnot. Now, they didn't specifically say Drake's, but the biggest problem is when they do like a collaboration here and there. The problem becomes after that they want to do something more, and they'll say like, "Nah, we good," and then that particular celebrity will get mad and throw a tantrum and want to go after the brand. And so that's why they were saying it's kind of hard to do collaborations because they don't know temperamentally who they're going to work with next. And it did make me think about Drake. Remember when he was talking about leaving, he was talking about going to Adidas. He was kind of taking shots at Nike. And then so now to have his own brand.
Like you guys bully Gino.
Huh?
And then you bullied him like you guys are bullying Gino.
Wow.
What? I get bullied.
But now they were talking, but I'm like, so with him having his own brand now, I'm like, y'all kind of setting yourselves up now because, you know, all you doing is entitling the people that you were just talking about into having those attitudes. Like if a kid is acting like a brat, you don't give them more choice.
I mean, if I'm Drake, I'm like, dog, don't tell me I'm hard to work with. Well, you didn't work with Charles Barkley. You didn't like people who've had an abrasive attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
But let's be honest. So that's what Drake.
Let me get a black one and a white one and put some sparkles on
I
them.
mean, do you realize Jordan did the same thing? They make a black and white one and a red and black one and put a logo on it. Like every brand, Air Force Ones. Like every part of Nike does that with a shoe. I mean, you look at your collection. I got so many burgundy and wine and gold shoes because that's what they did with LeBron's. I'm perceived all them black and red Jordans because that's what they did with Jordan. So you can't knock them for that when other departments of the brands have done the same thing with other people.
I mean, I'm knocking on just from the sense of what I look for in a collaboration. If all you're going to do is some basic shit that Nike has already done, then to me, that's not really a collaboration just because your name is on it. But
he's not a flashy guy though. I mean, like Travis Scott is a flash, not like a flashy.
Drake ain't flashy.
Travis Scott. No, he's as far as his dressing. No, he's not like Amigos or like he wears basic colors, sweatsuits, like black. Like I don't expect his clothes to be flashy. It's going to be subtle. Travis Scott is a little weird. You know, he's jumping off of buildings and things in his shows. Like he wears his t-shirts are a little bit more outgoing. So I expect his collaborations to be a little bit more out there than Drake's. So I think a lot of people.
I think there's a fine line between basic and flashy. Like there's some room, there's some real estate between those two things. And you know, my whole thing was with the Drake collaborations. It was just kind of like, okay. Like I mean, they're not horrible.
This appeals to older people. I mean, I guess it depends on where you at. I bought his shirt, the Nike shirt he had in the socks. I liked it because it was cool. It wasn't doing too much. I liked it. You know, some people like that are like that. Some people like you may be looking for the most creativity that they have to offer, pushing. You want to see how creative this artist got. I mean,
yeah.
So I just think it goes on really your taste. I don't mind his collection because it's not doing too much. It's not subtle. You hated Virgil zippers and zip tags and all that stuff everywhere.
No, I hated Virgil because it was pretentious. I was like, all right, man, like after so many shoes, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and
that's
over.
Because they play into that goes to that's the consumer, not us directly, but that's the type of consumer now that is in the market. Sometimes we gotta look beyond ourselves because we know we don't like it. But look at the Yeezy line. They released the same shoe in a different colored shade and it still sells out. We've been
doing somebody flashing a flashlight through your blinds, Guru?
No, that's just the light outside.
The police about to raid his house.
Man, look like somebody peeking through the window.
It's the light. It's light.
You
could have a bot drone flying over me, you know. So
or something, man.
But here's what I'll say, Guru. But here's what I say to you, Guru. And I always say this to people: like, at the end of the day, the brand set the menu. All people are gonna do is eat off of what you serve them. If you serve them nothing but hot dogs, they're gonna find the best hot dog.
But I would say this:
if you serve them steak, they might actually choose to eat the steak over the hot dog. So I mean, you know, while we do have some sway or influence as consumers as to what we get from the brands, because if the brands keep putting out bullshit and you keep buying bullshit, they have no incentive to give you anything other than bullshit. But if you
here's the thing, go ahead. I will say this: from when I was when I worked for a certain store, and when they flew out me and like 5 other managers to a Nike meeting, and they asked us, we can't get the stuff right. What do people like? What do people like, and what do people not like? So it's like, and then retailers, what happens is that they go the brands and say, this is what's coming out. What do you like? What do you think is not going to come out? They do it with Macy's, different things. So a lot of times the department stores and like Foot Locker, they will say, no, we'll take this, but we don't think that's going to move, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it does come down to, because they will ask you, is this going to sell? Should we do this or not? I think it goes on. Yeah, they do set the menu somewhat, but from what you buy and what is sold, that kind of dictates what they're going to make.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying responsibility lies on both sides. And I think you can't blame one side more than the other. I think the brands have a responsibility to not sit there and lazily wait on us to tell them. I think they should, as the company, have some type of direction internally as far as what they decide to put out. I also think that we have responsibility.
We're not the logo.
No, I was gonna say, but we also as consumers have a responsibility when we don't like something. This is why I get mad when I see people make posts like, "Oh, these are trash," but they still bought them, or you know, this shoe ain't got good quality, or is this messed up on the shoe, but you still bought them, or you didn't return them. So I'm like, so you are basically undermining your own voice, because all that shit talk, they don't give a fuck about you going on Instagram complaining about the shit if they already have your money, or if they're gonna keep your money. You know what I'm saying? Via you not returning the shoe. So my whole thing is you vote with your wallet. And
I feel like it's kind of harder than that, because a lot of these stuff, like Nike, like the department, like Foot Locker and Villa, whoever else, they pay for it before they get the shoe. So the Jordan, the Fire Red 4s come messed up and nobody buys them, Nike still got their money. It's the Foot Locker, Jimmy Jazz that got to eat that.
But they're going more and more to direct. But they're going more and more to direct to consumers. So that's what I mean by like, yo, like you could still have some impact. And even if, and here's the thing, even if the buck ends up stopping with DTLR or any of these retailers, guess what? Once they got so much product that they can't move because Nike is, you know, making shit product, they're going to have a say in it. They're going to be like, look, y'all got to do something about the quality. Y'all got to do something about this because we're sitting with this shit. We're responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point as a business, you're not going to keep holding the bag and keep catching the L. You know,
I'm
like,
gonna
this is
tell
how-
you.
this-
I'm
but
gonna
this
tell
is
you
how
what Nike gonna
this
do
how-
to them. Nike's gonna tell them, "Oh, you got a problem? What we giving you? Well, bye. We'll go find somebody else."
They've done that to numerous mom and pop stores, and they've done that. They've tried to do that. Try to do that to Foot Locker before.
you know why
and
they can do
did
that?
to
You know
Villa.
why they can do that right now? You know why they can do that right now? Because they have other stores they can go to. But if they don't have nowhere else to go to, if all the retailers say the same thing, Nike has no choice but to eat it themselves by going 100% direct to consumer, or they're going to actually have to pay attention and listen and do something about it.
Yeah, on the
What?
top,
But they have stockholders, so this like how their operating was. If you're gonna do that, then we're gonna cut back on your retro, but you want to buy more of this. Like that's why their numbers keep going up, even though stuff is going on sale. Because they'll say, okay, this year you gotta buy $400,000 and $200,000 of it gotta be Team Jordan. If you want to keep your Nike account, what they did, Puffer Reds, you want to keep your Nike account, you got to spend $60,000 on this remodel. Like that's how they get down.
On the topic of quality control, the more GR or general release it is, like the Fire Reds or anything like that, it's harder to outsource enough materials. So it's like sometimes I have to get something slightly different, or like if you're making hundreds of thousands, it's going to be multiple factories with slight variants. You know, it's like, and they're rushing to get it out there. So we are seeing a lot of quality control issues, or like little variations in shoes, or like the Obsidian. Some of it had nice leather, some of it didn't. Or like recently the patent ones, there's like variances, and it's the more of it you make, the more variation there's going to be. And sometimes it's acceptable and sometimes it's not, but that's where I think all this quality control issues come
Right.
from.
And I mean, when I say this though, I'm not even just talking about quality. I'm just talking about, when I say quality, not like as far as like how the shoe is made. I'm talking about the actual quality of product, like the types of product that they're bringing out. I was just talking about Adidas basketball earlier. Like most of their shoes are at most. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. I can't say the last time anybody was excited about an Adidas basketball shoe. Really can't. So
but also too, you got people that listen because they don't listen. Because I told somebody at Nike, like at a meeting, like that shoe's not going to sell. Well, this is what we're going with.
yeah,
So
I mean,
6 months later, yeah, what you told me, like it just that goes to show you, like it's no end. So if I was able to tell them that's not going to work and it didn't, and they told me like, yeah, you was right, but still didn't take my advice after that. If we made how many focus groups we did and said, yo, you need to do this, and little of that came to fruition, like evidently they don't care. They're just gonna do things how they go. If they do things how they want to, then we just got to pick and buy what we want
they
from
can
them.
get away with. That's the thing. They're gonna do what they can get away with. When
They've been getting away with a lot.
Exactly. But that's my point. That's my point. Is when people finally stopped buying retro Jordans enough because the quality was getting so bad, and they came out the whole remaster thing, even though they didn't really stick with it. That's when they were finally forced to do something about it because it was actually hurting their profits. When you get enough people saying,
because that was in 2013. That was 2015. The remaster came out, so they was complaining about 2014, 2013.
Or Columbia's or Legend Blue. That was like part of the first remaster, wasn't it?
No.
That was
the
before.
Flint 7s. It was a Flint 7.
That was
after.
on
Broadway, Liberty 10s. Yeah, that was 2015 when they did that. But the thing about it is, like 2013 and 2014, those Jordans sold. He got games. People complain about the 2013 Breds didn't have reflective. And like those other shoes, like those did well that year. I don't remember a lot of quality issues. I know it was quality issues from like 2 years ago. To be honest with you, there's actually been more quality issues remastered than it was before it.
I agree.
I don't know about that.
I agree because the whole remaster thing in general just felt like kind of like what they tried to spin with the Jordan 1 with the OG with the different cuts. Hey, we're gonna give you the remaster version. We're gonna give you as close to the original version of what this shoe was when it came out. And how long did that last for? It lasted for like 3 months, and then it just went away. They didn't even speak on it anymore.
No, that's just them being able to once again sell you on it being remastered, and what they did
that's what I'm saying is I feel like they use that as a way to be able to sell. Hey, look, here's these Oreo 4s that we haven't brought out in a while. Here, they're remastered. We're gonna bring these out to you. Here's these These French blue 7s. They're
right.
quote
What they were
unquote
smart enough to do,
remastered.
but if you notice, what they were smart enough to do is those first initial pairs, they were decent in quality and leather and whatnot, and that's what got people up on board on it. And then after a while of selling those, they went away from calling shit remastered. And while it wasn't as bad as the quality previous to that, it was nowhere near the level that we expected. But at that point, people were just satisfied with what they were getting. So therefore, Jordan didn't have to call shit remastered. They didn't have to try as hard with certain pairs because people weren't complaining as much, and people were still spending their money. Once again, we got
We was at a
complacent.
shoe store. When you shoe, I mean, when you want the shoe and you ain't got any other options, if you could risk buying an older pair, but after a while, it's gonna need some re-gluing, so it's actually gonna cost
But
you
see what
more
you
money
just
in the
said
long
though?
run. So
When we want the pair so bad,
Huh?
that's the thing. We want the pair so bad that we're willing to deal with quality issues or shortcomings because we want the shoe. We don't need it. We just want it. We
and
convince
Nike's
ourselves we
playing
need
off
the
of
shoe.
that, yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I say part of the responsibility is on us. But speaking of shoes,
If
though, I do
somebody's
want to get
spending
to this.
money, go ahead.
I do want to get to this Warren Lotus situation because, as we predicted, it didn't go so well for Warren Lotus. I don't know who in their right mind thought it would, but maybe Jeff Staples. I don't know.
He tried for that other Reaper shoe, right?
Yeah. So let me pull up that story because that's to me.
But Nike is saying that's still unacceptable. And while you're looking it up, I'll just talk a little about my own experience. But it was
real quick before you get into that. I know we kind of moved on from it, but ugliest release of the week, Guru brought up earlier, the Reebok Question Iverson Classic. And the reason I put this on the list because there were some other atrocious shoes, but for you to take a model such as the Reebok Question and make it look ugly, that takes a lot of work. I'm almost close to calling it a skill. When you could take a dope shoe and make it trash, this will be it. The Iverson Classic Reebok Question, ugliest shoe of the week. Why they decided to do that to that shoe, I don't know, but whatever.
Why they decided to actually release the shoe is my question. That should have been left for what it was, the purpose in which it was made for, just for those that participated in the Iverson Classic.
Yeah, possible. But even though I still say they could have done a better job as far as like the color blocking. First of all, whatever. I don't even want to give that shoe too much attention because, yeah, the shoe was trash. Anyway, go ahead, Dunks.
So he had done this a few times, but it was the pigeon one with the cosign from Jeff Staple that threw Nike into the lawsuit. Long story short, he had to offer everyone an alternative shoe, the Reaper, or a refund.
Yes.
And Nike's like, no, the Reaper's not acceptable at all. So he has to give everyone a refund. And for the pigeons, it was just like a send out a form, fill it out. But if you remember before that, they had the Stussy ones. And he didn't contact anyone, or like it just hasn't been spoken about. So I reached out because I had ordered a few, and it took emailing them back and forth multiple times to cancel and refund that order. So they sent out like the Jasons made it out, the Heinekens made it out, the Stussies they stayed silent. The pigeons, they contacted customers and like processed returns no problem. So
well, I think this article kind of explains what happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and read through it. So. Court rules in Nike's favor against Warren Lotus, an article written by Riley Jones for Complex. A judge in the United States District Court of the Central District of California, which is odd because is Warren Lotus, he's in California, right?
I'm not sure.
That must be why because I'm trying to figure out why they had this case in California. But anyway, it's granted most of Nike's requests in the lawsuit, which accuses Warren of profiting from illegal fakes of the brand's Dunk sneaker. The ruling also addresses Nike's reply to Warren's attempt to replace the offending sneaker with a similar model called the Reaper. Judge Mark Scarzi ordered that Warren and officers, agents, employees, attorneys, and all persons who are in active concert or participation with Warren Lotus were prohibited from fulfilling any of the pre-orders of the staple Pigeon OG or the Freddie Broccoloni Chancliffe or whatever they call them, and any other imitation colorways. In addition, Warren and Company also barred from promoting, offering to sell, selling, and or taking additional pre-orders for the aforementioned designs, which includes the Reaper sneakers. So, let me go ahead and finish reading this because this kind of explains that. The court pointed out that Nike's claims of marketplace confusion held merit with examples of Warren's product being listed on eBay with such titles as SB, SB, and Nike Dunk. As for the Reaper, it's unclear what exactly the future holds for the replacement model. The court ruled that Warren is also not allowed to promote the original sneakers as a way to generate sales for his other products, including the Reaper shoe. A doctrine known as initial interest confusion is cited, which concerns matters where defendants use trademarks to capture initial consumer attention, even though no actual sale is finally completed as a result of the confusion. Although Warren has already told Nike he will not fulfill pre-orders for or sell more pairs of the offending sneakers, now he's legally bound to it. Warren voluntarily passed on his opportunity to further dispute the preliminary injunction, arguing that he's done enough by not fulfilling pre-orders, providing refunds, and stopping advertisements related to the Dunk-like shoes. However, the court says while these actions are promising, Warren still has the potential to profit off of the likely infringing conduct by replacing the original pre-orders with the Reaper, along with his plans to ship a commemorative lawsuit shirt, pencil, and bumper sticker. Only one portion of Nike's preliminary injunction was denied, a clause which would have required Warren to hold all money from the pre-orders in escrow to later refund customers. Now, as a thing, as the article mentioned, the reason why the Reapers can't come out, I know I know that Nike is trying to sue him on not only the premise of it looking like a dunk, minus the swoosh, but you cannot use. So he couldn't use the pigeon dunk and the situation of the lawsuit in order to promote sales for the Reaper, which is what they call initial interest confusion.
And the Reaper was a similar silhouette anyways. It just, instead of having,
silhouette,
same exact silhouette. Right.
But he was using this situation and using that shoe to kind of promote the Reaper shoe. And I guess legally you can't do that. Just like you can't profit off a crime. Like if I rob a bank and then I go to jail and they make a movie about it, I personally can't profit off of it. Yeah.
And that was based on a true story is?
Yeah, it's based on a true story, but the people that make the movie profit, the person that committed the crime does not profit from it. So they can make a movie about it. The people that was yeah.
But can't the person stop the people from making the movie?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like so White Boy Rick didn't make no money off the movie that was about White Boy Rick.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know. That's more of a biography type of thing. Like if they the Italian Job. You know what I'm saying? Like if the people that was really involved with that can't profit off, because that's a story specific to the crime being told, as opposed to White Boy Rick. That was more of a biographical thing. That was more about his upbringing. Yeah, it involved things he did to get up in jail, but it's more about his life as opposed to the particular crimes that he committed.
Well, then let me. So my question with this Warren Lotus thing would be: would he have been able to profit off of it? Had said he wasn't trying to promote another shoe.
Well, listen, 2 of the 4 shoes made it out, and that money was already collected. I don't know if Nike has gotten that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna recoup all of that.
Then my question is, for the shoes that made it out, are people gonna say fuck this and they'll lose value, or is it like, oh, the rest are canceled, it's gonna go up in value?
It's probably gonna go up in value just like anything else. You know how that goes. But no, I mean, first of all, I mean, who saw this going any other way but the way that it went? Like he had no legal leg to stand on.
Because he represented himself.
That's never a good thing to do. But then, especially if you're going up against a company like Nike, who have a legal dream team.
I could see Gucci representing himself.
Yeah, and it ended up just the same way that Warren Lotus ended up.
You sound crazy.
But
you sound crazy.
But on top of that, what? For what?
When I went to court for my son, I represent myself. My son went to have a lawyer, and I held it down.
Well, yeah, you was going against your wife. You wasn't going against Nike.
So it wasn't my wife. One.
Okay, you was going against your baby mother.
But you guys,
You was going against you was going against the mother of your child. That's a lot different because she can only afford.
This is like war. What are you talking about?
She can only afford. I'm guessing she can only
Oh,
afford
you talking
a
about
certain type
going
of
against the
lawyer.
legal team? You talk legal
Yes.
team? Then
Yes.
legal team. Yeah.
Yes. Like I'm not saying you dumb. I mean, you a smart guy, but I would not want to walk into a courtroom with you as my representation going up against Nike's team of lawyers.
I could have got Kanye paid.
Kanye had lawyers. You think Kanye went to court by himself?
No, I'm talking about that Nike thing because that Nike thing they say they couldn't pay him royalties because he wasn't an athlete. When technically he had a deal with Nike which made him an employee, and that's what they call their athlete. So he technically through a loophole could have got it. And designers
once again,
and also the designers, and I was told this from a Nike person, some of the designers who design stuff like Nike sportswear or the shoe, they get royalties from that. So like he could have very well got royalties for his shoes. I don't know.
Once again, Kanye can afford the type of lawyer that can go against a Nike legal team, as opposed to your baby mama. Like she's not going to show up at the type of lawyer.
Hey, Guru would show up to court representing himself with the Nike or the Jordan 17 box to open it, the legal documents in it.
Absolutely not. I'm not bringing no Jordan 17 box. I was high school, bro. We bringing the briefcase. I'm coming in. You know what I'm gonna come in some top 10s. I'm coming to him like with the top 10s on. Yeah.
But so he took an L not only in the pigeon dunks, which is funny because they were able to show that there was we talked about this before. Were people confused or would there be confusion in the marketplace about his shoe? And yes, they can be because as they were being promoted within the marketplace, they were being promoted as SBs, Nike SBs and Nike Dunks. Now, while we might know the difference, that doesn't stop people from promoting it that way and therefore causing confusion, especially when they look 99% identical to the shoes they drop.
So let me ask you: if Nike's gonna go after Dog because he was marketing a shoe that was identical to another one, then they should be held accountable for them true flights. Because how many times
themselves?
How many times I had to tell people that
Nike got to sue themselves. So Nike's gonna.
I mean, if that's the case,
but how many times to tell people them true flights are not sevens? Well, they look like they come on, but go ahead, carry on.
Facts. Guru, I hated them days. I hated them days.
Listen, I'm not saying you wrong.
That was a Jordan 7. That was terrible.
I'm not saying you wrong, but that is hilarious though. It would be funny if Nike took themselves to court over that. But no,
they definitely should hold themselves accountable for that though.
But no, he took an L on the pigeons, and so he took an L on the Reapers too. As a matter of fact, Warren Lotus, here's the thing, he would have made over $10 million had he been able to sell those pigeon dunks. An article written by Nicholas Lee for Hypebeast. Following the U.S. District Court approving Nike's preliminary injunction order, Warren Lotus has now put forth a new filing with the Central District Court of California. So he took the loss, and now he's filing some new court thing. In the filing, Warren asked the courts to reconsider and or modify the injunction to allow his brand to move forward with replacing pre-orders for his SB Dunk Low ripoffs with the Reaper sneaker. The paperwork also reveals that Warren Lotus made more than $10 million from the now block sale of his take on the popular Nike SB model, the Pigeon Dunks. Priced at $300.
Who all bought that shoe? It had to be bots. Because I ain't hear nobody outside the Hypebeast.
Shoot, between Gino and Dunks, I mean, who knows?
Stop. Cut it out.
That's 2.5 right there.
Cut it out.
Right.
Stop.
2.5.
Stop.
Hey, look, Pepsi like, yo, who spent $1 million on
Let's cut it out.
And then Gino gonna tell Pepsi, it's for the Super Bowl.
Right. Hey, look, Gino over there cooking the Pepsi books like Under Armour. Like,
stop. Ain't no way in hell you catch me buying that shoe.
Priced at $300, Warren has now processed over 29,000 refunds, with 7,000 pre-orders approved by customers to replace with the Reaper, with a total of 36,000 orders. The legally barred sales generated roughly $10,800,000. Warren notes that his brand is set to lose $2.1 million in revenue if his sales are blocked, which is why he's fighting the injunction. Highlighting Nike's claim of initial interest confusion, Warren points out that the doctrine covers using trademarks to capture consumer attention and does not apply to the Reaper sneakers source confusion. But that's not why he see. Now the problem is Warren Lotus once again not a student of details. That's not why the Reaper sneaker is being blocked.
Yeah,
It's not being blocked because they're using a trademark to capture consumer attention. It's being blocked because you're using the sale or the lawsuit or the loss of sale of the Pigeon Dunk to promote this shoe. You're using that shoe as a way to rectify that shoe. And
I'm gonna call it now. Warren's gonna be.
So Nike only mad about the Pigeon Dunk. They're not mad about the other ones.
No, they're mad about both.
They're mad about all four of them.
Yeah,
Well,
but it sounds like
they sounds
They
like
let
somebody
let one
pigeon.
slide.
But here's what's gonna happen. Warren's gonna be
the
in
Pigeon and the Reaper.
and then he's gonna do a collab with Adidas and pay his lawsuits and just put out more trash.
We'll see. I mean, that's always an option. I doubt it, but yeah.
Adidas will probably fuck up and have him collab with Sean Wotherspoon.
Well, why was Sean
Why
Wotherspoon want that?
You want Sean Witherspoon to win so bad, man?
I know.
He the white hope.
Sean's a disappointment at this point. Everything he's been putting out is trash.
Literally.
I liked his Asics, but nothing on Adidas.
I ain't mad at those superstars. I just thought they could have been better. That's all. But
I don't like my laces touching the ground, let alone the threads from my shoes. But to each his own.
that part.
Gotta
Yeah.
get it, guys.
But,
I mean, you could. I ain't gonna hate. You could cut them.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't drag on the ground. So.
right, but then it's like, but why do I have to fix your fuck up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why do
I mean, how many times we didn't have to scrub a little glue off a shoe?
True.
Cut a thread here or there.
Yeah.
But Warren. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, if I'm a friend of Warren Lotus, I'm saying, look, bro, take this L and move the fuck on. Prolonging this it doesn't help you, man. It really don't. Like, take the loss. Like, like you fighting this shit. You took the loss of the SBs when everybody knew, or the Pigeons, when everybody knew Mama knew. You were taking Jeff Staples' opinion. Mind you, this is the same dude that wanted to sue or had a problem with Urban Necessities promoting shit they were actually reselling in their store. He all of a sudden, he understood the concept of trademark infringement in that instance, but all of a sudden wants to muddy the waters when it comes to this shit. So I don't know who he was listening to. I mean, if he went to court representing himself, that tells you everything you need to know.
Look at him. He looked like he don't know what's going on.
No, it's like he was talking so much shit. I mean, how many times did this dude make posts talking shit only to delete it? Like, bro, like you just take this L and move the fuck on. Because
we said it before, man. Nike gonna make an example out of him.
And
that's why that's why there looks like there's no headway for them to be able to sit back and say, hey, look, we can settle on you doing X, Y, and Z. No, we want to put you in the dirt. We want to make sure we completely eviscerate and get rid of you.
So now here's the thing, though, because people saying, well, what L could he possibly take? All publicity is good publicity. Nah, not really. Here's the thing. Let's just say, at the very least, him doing this injunction or filing an appeal or whatever the fuck he's trying to do with his Reaper shoe, right? If he's representing himself, I guess he doesn't have lawyer fees. But guess what? If he loses this case, he's got to pay. At the very least, he's going to pay. He got to pay the state, and he's got to pay Nike's lawyers fees. So ain't no telling how much they getting paid per hour. So take your loss, move the fuck on.
Yeah, but like I said, if I'm Nike, there's no way we not just gonna get this over with. We're not gonna get this over with until you pay us back everything that, I guess, not necessarily that you owe, but you pay us back with every bit of the profits that you were scheduled to make.
Right. I mean, like I said,
which you'll never be able to do. I mean, Warren Lotus don't look like the type of dude that's got just $10 million just dangling around somewhere where you can say, well, you know what? Here, I'll front y'all this 6 or 7. Let me come up with the other 3 or 4, just so that way I don't go completely broke. I mean, how much is this brand even worth?
I mean, it would have been worth $10 million. I guess. Here's the thing, though. And it's funny. I don't even know why I'm thinking about this, but I don't know what irritates me the most: Cardi B's or Reebok's rollout for Cardi B's shoes, or him and Jeff Staples trying to act like what they did was creative. Like, I don't know which infuriates me more. Because both of them just drive me nuts. Because like literally copying another shoe is not creative. And then I don't know what the fuck Reebok was thinking about with that Cardi B rollout. And I will forever beat up on that video.
I mean, again, this is why I would not be surprised if Nike just out the blue said, you know what, Jeff, we got the big FU to you. We're gonna re-release this pigeon dunk. We just won't have the pigeon on the side, but it'll be the exact same colorway, the exact same color blocking that was used on that shoe. We're gonna put it out and see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, if you think about it, that would, for the most part, that would kill his own integrity for his own brand. It would just go away.
It depends on how petty Nike want to be. Like if me and you were running Nike, oh yeah, I would have dropped them.
If he was gonna make $10 million off the shoe, they might as well just did the collaboration with him.
Oh, Nike.
I'm saying if he was on with Trace that made $10 million, I don't think they made $10 million off PGs. I mean, I bought all mine for like $30, but I mean, they could have just did a collaboration with him.
But here's the thing, though: by you doing that, now you open up the door for anybody else to try to sucker their way into a partnership by trying to infringe on your trademark. So, I mean, Nike don't need the $10 million. I mean, they probably spent on their lawyers.
They ain't stopped nobody. 7 Mile, from all my Detroit people, 7 Mile, Evergreen, A-Bass. You already know what's going down in there. All them Fugazi joints. So, I mean,
my point is Nike don't need the 10 mil like Warren Lotus needs the 10 mil. Like they making billions. He's trying to make millions. So
I mean, well, they're making billions off of totally, but off of a shoe. I don't know. Do you think there's any athlete outside of LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan that they're making like 10 million? I'll say Kyrie too, that they're making $10 million a year off of a shoe release.
Just off of a shoe release?
No, I mean
just one shoe release.
Bruh. I mean, look at if you was to look at the top 10 selling shoes by Nike, first of all, you wouldn't even see LeBron on there. I mean, the shoes that are selling is ridiculous. Like we think of, LeBrons and Kobe's and shit, but it's like random ass, basic ass shoes that's making millions of dollars for Nike. So Nike not looking at it in those terms. They're not looking at it like.
I'm not talking about from that. I mean, of course, it was not going to compete with the Air Monarchs. We know that. I'm just saying, like, off of like just one. If you had to pick
look at the
one
shoes
release,
Nike's selling millions of. Like, they don't need Warren Lotus as much as Warren Lotus needs them. So
I'm not
they're
talking
not
about they
looking
need
at
Warren Lotus, but I'm saying like that 10 million. Come on, they in for the money. That 10 mil. I don't think they made 10
okay,
mil.
let me ask you this: if that's the case, then,
release,
I'm gonna tie it back into the conversation we were having earlier, because we all know that, for example, what's the limited shoe that they came out with? For no fucking reason. Okay, let's go back to the What the Fives. That was a SC or whatever, so it's kind of somewhat limited. They could have made more pairs and sold more, but they purposely limit the production of shoes to drive up hype. So while they could have made millions more by selling more shoes, they don't, because they have their reasons for doing different things. So once again, that 10 mil ain't meaning nothing to them, because if they are willing to limit other shoes that they know they can sell and make more money off of, then that Warren Lotus shoe ain't moving them if it's about the principle of people trade or infringing on their trademark. That's what it comes down to.
That trademark is worth more than that.
It's more valuable than any 10. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the trademark.
So how much they gonna get? How much are they gonna get from his court fees?
How much they gonna get from? That's my point. They're not.
He gonna pay them for life.
Yeah, they're not. Nike did not sue him for the money. They sued him to protect their shit. That's what they sued him for. Like, if this was about money, then like they're not even getting any money from him. They might be, he might be paying for their lawyer fees and shit like that.
No, I thought they would get some cheese from him though.
No, he has to give refunds back. He has to give people back the money, so he can't profit off of it. It was about him profiting off of their trademark as opposed to them being able to profit off of him. This whole thing was about protecting their property. It was nothing to do with money. Like that 10 million, you're talking to a $1 billion company. 10 million is nothing to them. They sold 11 million pairs. Oh no, it made what? 100. I forgot. They made like $11 million in one day just on one shoe. back when they made what was it, the Bread 11s? That's just one day, one shoe.
But then this is also similar to was that Chinese brand that basically had bit off Jordan?
Yeah, Quadon or whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, I mean, they went to court for that. I mean, that was protecting the trademark brand that they own.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
They lost one of those though.
No, they won Quadon without surprise with. They beat the Quadon case. But
I mean, in business, you gotta protect that. You gotta protect your trademarks, like
right. But real quick, because we do gotta wrap up real quick. But I want to get Dave on here real quick. I don't know if he's listening. I don't know if he's been listening in. I don't know, Dave.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Okay, real quick to end the show, since you are like the legal expert on some of this stuff. But honestly though, in this situation where there's, where Warren Lotus could have made $10 million had he been able to sell the shoe, am I wrong to say that this was more about Nike protecting their property than it was about the money?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, because again, if they fail to protect it, that then sets a precedent. There was a what was it? High Score is a great documentary about the early days of gaming.
I watched that.
And the advent of the home consoles and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And there was a great story in there about how Universal Pictures tried to sue Nintendo over the name Kong. Yeah. And basically the lawyer, whose name is Bilby, I think is the little pink guy, because they actually named a character after him to honor him. Yeah. The lawyer went to Japan and said, here are all and across the US and said, here are all the different ways that Kong's being used that you have never protected this trademark over. You have no case. And it got thrown out. And so that's how, Donkey Kong and all that stuff was allowed to stand.
Right, and so that's what I mean. Like, if Nike doesn't sue him, then they allow everybody and mama to come in to do what he did, and so, yeah. So, but anyway, that's about all of our time today. I don't know what happened to Dunks, but
he always just
this episode 275.
Rice pudding.
Oh God.
We had to get back to his break was over. He had to go back to manufacturing them bots for you.
Episode 275. First show doing Zoom, so I'm interested to see how this sounds. Dave, you're gonna send me the audio, right, please?
Yep.
Okay. And on that note, we'll see you guys next week. We out. We love y'all. Peace.
All right, peace.